Good afternoon. How are you? I apologize for the lighting situation. It'll get better, but did the best I can. Best I could with what I've got at the moment. I need to buy more stuff. It just fucking never ends. How many fucking stands I've got, lights and fucking this and that. I'm annoyed. Anyway, so Connie's, I don't know if Connie's here, but Connie commented. Hi, Diane. Look, I'm going to talk about a thing that happened. I feel kind of bad actually because the last video that I did was actually something that talked about bad behavior in gender critical movement. And then I fucking see this thing and it's just like, where do you begin with something like this? The Atlantic thing. Where the fuck do you begin? Right? This kid who just, like, what is wrong with the Atlantic, first of all? Right? It used to be a decent was it ever okay, was the Atlantic ever a decent fucking publication? You know that thing where you're just gaslit so much and you just start to go, am I wrong? Am I wrong here? And then it's just like they're all ganging up. And I know that that's why this is so effective. But like, okay. So the Atlantic posted basically a fucking hit piece on every feminist, right? That's basically been called a TERF, right? Which the bar is pretty fucking low, right? All you got to do is look sideways and fucking twitch in the direction of a trans woman, not ask any fucking questions, and all of a sudden you're fucking in an article alongside the fucking Donald. Like, what the actual fuck is going on? Not yesterday, whenever it was, fucking time doesn't matter. Who cares? 2 days ago, I was talking about, bullying and how it's not okay. But this is just the most astonishing gaslighting I have ever seen in my life. It is brazen. This little girl who has come out of fandoms, who is brainwashed to the point where her brain is fucking scrambled fucking eggs, and then she turns around and tells she's writing a book about the One Direction fandom, so clearly she's fucking across the issues, right? This fucking scrambled egg brained fuck who could only be a product of fucking America, because only in America would a fucking scrambled egg fuck like that get to write for the Atlantic. Right? I will, Brian. Brian said, could I explain what the article said? I fucking will. Calm your fucking tits. Shut up, men. Okay? Fucking me. I will say it openly. I will kill the Periscope feed without hesitation if these fuckwits don't behave themselves. Now, it's all in fun. But just fuck. Boundaries, man. Seriously. All right, Brian gets a mug. I'm kidding. Okay. Scrambled eggs for brains, okay? I've made it clear. I've talked about this fucking 2 years now, that this has come out of fandoms, right? This fandom girl is we'll get to the article in a minute, but I'm talking about my perspective on this, right? This fandom fuckwit, right, who has just talked in circles for her whole fucking life. She's all of what? I don't even know how fucking old she is. I could have looked it up. I didn't bother. I wasn't interested. I imagine she's in her late 20s. She's still a fuckwit, okay? Age, if you don't believe in material reality, then your age doesn't matter. Age is a fucking identity, and age is the way you behave. It's maturity. She's a fuckwit. All right, I'm riffing here. I have no scripted material. I'm just we will go through the article and have some fun. This fandom fuckwit, right, has basically turned around and accused anybody who fucking we'll go through it. We'll go through the article. I'm so fucking incensed with this, like, I cannot believe it's even a thing. But if you look at her history, she just, how can you just be a journalist, right? Self-identified journalist, right? Actually, there we go. There's one reason why fucking self-ID shouldn't be a thing, not just for gender. Because if material reality actually fucking mattered over identity, half of these dumb fucks would be in trouble for identifying as a fucking journalist in the first place. So there you go. Now, this not journalist, thunk piece fuckwit, right, has turned around and said basically that every feminist who hangs out or hung out in gender critical subreddit, right, a forum that was under attack constantly, women who are under attack constantly, right, who approached a number of people, right, pretending to be in good faith, and then basically wrote a fucking hit piece accusing everybody, and then fucking, just parroted like trans activist talking points, which rationalized and justified, basically, right, equating feminists who don't believe that women have penises with incels. And how do you fucking live through this world and not see the fucking link? How does her brain fucking work? How does she get on in the Atlantic with that dissonance? It's a fucking superpower. The mind contortion that needs to occur to go, incels are violent, MRAs are violent, Red Pill didn't get banned from Reddit, but feminists fucking did. And then when the feminists say, yes, that's because of fucking misogyny, how the fuck does her brain work? How does she function? How does she eat food that's not like a can? And if it's not in a can, how does she fucking function enough to find a can opener so she can fucking live? Fuck me. So the gender critical subreddit has been equated with the Donald, which again, I would argue is also a largely misunderstood community, right? I'm the first person to criticize communities, right? I've talked about this before. There's always that 10% of fuckwits that you've got to reel in. That's why I made the video the other day, reminding people in my audience that the way that you conduct yourself and the optics of it, yeah, I'm not blaming people for, misbehaving or having a joke, right? But it's also at the point where it doesn't matter what you fucking do, because even just saying they don't believe trans women are women is enough to get you a fucking hit piece in a major fucking publication from a fuckwit, right? Who I literally do not know how she functions. Right? I swear to God, she has to have fucking parents with a butler and shit just so she can get her ass wiped. I swear, she probably smells like poo because she hasn't figured out how to wipe her own bum yet. I swear to God. Right? Tell us what you really think, Taya. You want some fucking hate? You fucking psychopath. Now, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm trying in good faith to work through some of these issues. Right? Okay, let me share the screen. I got more. I've been building up all day. Fuck this cunt. She wants to know what real fucking hate is. Well, let me give her some this way, right? Fucking fight me, you dumb shit. Spoiled, entitled little shithead. I'm in trouble. I don't care. When you see it, you'll be mad too. The secret internet of TERFs, right? Now, you have to remember that there's actually there's an email trail going around, right? MK shared the whole email exchange where she actually pretended to ask questions in good faith, and she answered as best she could as part of the community, right? Only to turn around and write basically a fucking Darvo hit piece. This is the most astonishingly disingenuous and evil propaganda I think I've seen, and that's pretty fucking hard, right? I've seen worse, but it's not been on like the cover. Right? It's not been an op-ed in a major fucking publication that I actually respected at one point, right? Fuck me. Okay, so break this down. After they were banned from Reddit, okay? Well, you know, let's talk about that. Banned from Reddit. Okay. See, a lot of the things that this article does, right, is it just takes things that it's just mean girl, bully, psychopathic bullying, right? This idea, you want to talk about fucking dog whistles, right? You want to talk about who fucking talks about conspiracies and dog whistles and violence and hate, right? The hate that is dripping from this article, right? The fact that they just use words and use language and make claims that they don't have to back up. They just say it as a given after they were banned from Reddit. No, we were targeted on Reddit repeatedly, right? Let me tell you about the Handmaid's Tale subreddit, shall I? Right? That time on Reddit when basically a whole bunch of trans women moved in, kicked out all of the feminists in the fucking Handmaid's Tale subreddit. If there was ever a book about fucking the oppression based on fucking biological sex, that's it. But did you know that the trans women are in charge of the fucking Handmaid's Tale subreddit now? And they kicked out everybody. They kicked out all the women. Like this has been an ongoing and targeted thing. Right. So after they were banned from Reddit, trans exclusionary radical feminist, whatever, okay, not trans exclusionary, right? See, the problem is that it's just called a fucking feminist, all right? Feminism by nature, right, excludes trans women because they're men, okay? I don't give a fuck what you say, all right? They can identify however they want. This is a fact. If facts are hate speech, then fucking ban me. I don't give a fuck. That is a fact. Okay? Now, gender identity, as I have stated, is in conflict in the law, and that is a separate fucking issue. But biological sex is a fucking fact. Okay? Now, TERFs do not trans exclusionary. You can't be, you're not radical. It's not, it's nonsense. Because, first of all, it includes trans men, right? Second of all, it just doesn't include, it excludes men because it's feminism. Right? Radical feminism means to get to the root cause. To get to the root cause of feminism, you need to address fucking male misogyny, male violence, right? What gender is. Gender, being a radical feminist is inherently critical of gender as a fucking, by definition. All right? Mate, even just the term trans exclusionary is like, well, no, we're just not, it's not about you. That's the thing. It just doesn't include you on purpose. That's like saying that I'm a fucking heart surgeon and I don't fucking operate on rats. I'm not saying you're rats. Fuck me. Get what I'm saying? It's like saying I'm a vet. Well, I can't do fucking heart procedures on old men. Sorry, I'm a fucking vet. Okay? I'm a feminist. It's not for you. Fuck. It's just not for you. It is not about you. We are not thinking about you. The reason why the gender critical movement exists is because you keep fucking crashing the joint. Okay? I'm done. All right? I'm largely fucking in the middle. I'm largely sympathetic. I'm largely solutions focused. But this article has really shown me, right, what, like, I will defend people who are, I'm going to defend the people, right, who misbehave. Because when you are up against the fucking shit show of harassment and abuse and fucking, like, and then it's just like, yeah, the TERFs do the harassing. No, they do not. Okay? I've talked about the swarm. I'm critical of the swarm. I'm critical of the optics of the swarm. Most of it is you're a man, though. Misgendering is not the same as rape threats. For fuck's sake. You fucking psychos. Anyway. Now, so trans exclusionary radical feminists, I haven't even fucking started yet. became the latest of many toxic communities. Again, they just say it like it's a fact. It's a toxic community. No, it's not for you. Fuck off. It's people who are talking about a thing that doesn't include you, and when you try to crash it, they make fun of you. I don't really post on there. They make fun of you. Okay? Because also, when you're receiving death and rape threats around the clock, you kind of need a pressure valve. Take the fucking hint. Read the room, men. The thing is that men who don't take a hint, that's another thing about radical feminism, is that women are very much aware of how men don't take a hint when women say no to them. Right? Okay. Now, so Mary Kate Fain, 27-year-old engineer and writer living in Houston, has always considered herself a feminist. Yeah. Growing up, she told me she had a pretty standard set of progressive values. She still does. You're a fucking bully. You're the right wing. We haven't moved. You have. You are a psychopath. You are an arm of the fucking corporate, like, America. You're an American exceptionalist for a start. So let's talk about the American exceptionalism that's dripping from this fucking blonde cunt's fucking head. Right? Now, in college, however, her ideas about feminism shifted. No, she just realized how fucking, when you're young, right, you're optimistic. We're told things like we have a chance and that men are going to be nice to us if we behave ourselves and say the right thing and get enough degrees and all that stuff. She probably just fucking grew up and realized it's all a load of shit like the rest of us. Right? Dangle, that fucking carrot. That dick-shaped carrot. Right? Now, just making shit up as I go. I don't know if the words come out. So, in college, however, her ideas about feminism shifted after volunteering after observing what men do to women on the regular at a domestic violence shelter and experiencing an abusive relationship herself. She committed to some of the radical feminist ideology most often affiliated with the second wave icon, Andrea Dworkin, not the only one. A lot of shit. Also, second wave is American, okay? The gender critical subreddit is not American. It is international, okay? If you want to talk about fucking second wave like it's a given, then I'm going to start talking about America as the default, right? First of all, Germaine Greer was also highly influential in this. You idiot, learn your history. And second wave, much like intersectionality, came out of America. There's a whole other world out there, okay? And the rest of us care about this shit that you've pushed downwind, okay? If you're outside of America and talking in waves and fucking intersectionality, your brain's rotted by fucking Hollywood and you like, it's American. Okay. Also, Andrea Dworkin was one of many. Okay. Now, so it's focused on the roots and prevalence of male violence. Eventually, her beliefs radicalized further. Now, this is a deliberate fucking bait and switch, right? Radical feminism, radicalized. See what she's doing there, right? Radical feminism means get to the root, i.e. look at the root cause. I've talked about this before, right? But radicalization is going into extremism and violence. You see where the confusion's fucking, she's deliberately, disingenuously making that sort of subconscious connection, radicalized, right? Fuck you, Caitlin. Liar. She became convinced that trans women are men. No, she didn't become convinced. They are. Oh, yes, tell me that persuasive fucking argument. You know, like those people that say, oh, the sky is green. Argue that with me. No, the onus is on you to convince me that the sky is not green, not blue. Okay? That's accepted. You need papers, you need studies. She didn't need to become convinced of anything. She just used her fucking eyes and ears. Like most of us, she just hadn't thought probably in depth about the issue before. You cunt. You absolute fucking handmaiden. And I don't care if this fucking gets me in trouble. I'm so fucking mad about this, right? The bullying, right? And the You know, like these people, they're calling them bootlickers. I can fucking, I can see her licking the fucking boots. I can visualize it. She is fucking gobbling those boots up with enthusiasm. Right? Pretty sure she probably doesn't fuck lady dick willingly, but wouldn't say so. But you want to talk about fucking bootlickers? This is a bootlicker. Right? She doesn't even know it because she's got scrambled eggs for brains, as I articulately argued earlier. I'm being really fucking whatever. Now, like many, feigns political transformation. It's not a transformation. She's a feminist. She's always been a fucking feminist. Nothing's changed. You've built a cult. Was helped along by the internet. No! Feminism has always been about women as a class. So she'd never had much use for social media before. On Reddit, she found a forum where tens of thousands of members, predominantly women, were devoted to the insistence that trans women are not women. Yeah, they're men. This is where we are, people. See the persuasion underneath this. See how disingenuous this language is. For some inexplicable, crazy reason, she thinks that they're men. Like, what's wrong with her? Like, no. They literally believe. This is so stupid. If it is both dumb and evil, and that is the most fucking dangerous combination you could ever imagine, right? So, look at this. They're devoted to the insistence that trans women are not women. Okay. How about those people that are devoted to the insistence that men can become women and that women can be coerced into sucking lady dick, or lesbians don't exist anymore, or, don't be so fixated and hysterical and obsessed, ladies. This is narcissistic abuse, right? Absolute fucking, oh my God. I've never wanted anyone to get fucking lady dicked in the face against her will in my life. And I know that I shouldn't say that, but I fucking do. Jesus fucking Christ. I first found the community while I was still looking. We're just curious, right? Because everyone around us was saying fucking stunning and brave, and you can't question it. So I had some fucking questions, much like everyone else. Among other online feminists, the common name for this group is trans. That's not the common name. It's a slur that's used against women who ask questions. It's not a fucking name, all right? The name the community has chosen for itself, not like the correct one that we've chosen for them, which is associated with death threats and rape threats, right? Is that's just not, that's not true. So basically it's gender critical, right? Is separate from radical feminists, because there are gender critical people who are men and not radical feminists and all of those things. The fact, this is just such a lie, right? Now, right, as other feminists often point out, that name means nothing. Yeah, we know. All feminism of, no, it's not. Not your little cult cunt, okay? You're not critical of gender. If you were for 3 seconds, right? So you're not so you're saying here, actually, that's interesting, isn't it? Other feminists, that name means nothing. All feminism is critical of gender. That's interesting, isn't it? So you're not critical of gender. So does that mean you're not a feminist? Cool. Awesome. And we get fucking Grace Lavery, right? I'm not going to defame that because I don't give a fuck about the individuals. But apparently TERFs constitute a minority of feminists. Yeah, because everyone's fucking moved in. That's like saying when you fucking get overrun by fucking cockroaches, right? And you're a mouse and you live in a hole in a house and you're overrun by cockroaches, and then the cockroaches declare that the mouse is the fucking minority. And it's like, no. You're wrong. You're a cult. You are violent. You are fucking, and it's not trans movement, trans activists and liberal feminists and all these fucking woke fucks. Right? This tiny group. They're not a tiny group, okay? There's everyone. I actually just get madder and madder. You're watching me fucking boil, and I'm just going to say shit that's probably going to get the stream killed, but I don't give a fuck. There we go. So then she just frames it, as a given, doesn't accurately define it, just parrots that, like, basically admits she's not a feminist, which I think is fucking hilarious, and then again jumps on anti-trans feminists. They're not anti-trans feminists, okay? Trans men, perfectly fine, okay? Fuck me. All right. Anti-trans feminists have a presence in many mainstream online spaces, including Twitter. Not for long. Radfem Tumblr, the Black Women's Beauty Forum Lipstick Alley, and the British Parenting Forum. Dun dun dun. Mumsnet. Those people that give birth and live with men and have children, and actually the mums that are usually fucking pretty spot on with shit. Those people. All right. On these sites and other, I'm sorry, Caitlin. I'm really sorry that your parents and your mother particularly didn't love you enough, and that they just bought you things instead of giving you affection and love. And so therefore you now need, rather than going out into the world as an empowered and independent woman who actually sees, rather than see, going out into the world and just seeing the unequal position that you're in, and the the daily misogyny, right? So you obviously you've had your whole life paved ahead of you by your parents, right? These snowplow parents. You have spent way too much time online, and I'm sorry that your parents didn't pay attention to you. I'm sure that your mother was working very hard and worked very hard to try and get you to go get an education, and I'm sure your dad, as much as he tried, you and him didn't really connect, right? But they did give you a fucking a platinum credit card so that you could just swan through life, having never to fucking share a public facility when a vulnerable state with rapists. Okay, I'm not born in the US. Fuck off. That's the worst thing anyone could ever say to me. I love that. Yeah, here we go. Someone on Periscope just said, but I'm born in the US. They just assume that just because I'm using this platform that I was born in the US. Okay. Oh, I meant those kids. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry. You meant the kids. Sorry about that. Now, I was talking about Caitlin's upbringing, where she was privileged but not loved. Okay. I'm sorry. Them's the breaks. The hard path is ahead of you, where you have to learn self-love and actually realize that all of this sucking up to power and blowjobs, and I'm sure a secret OnlyFans account, and daddy's fucking money and all of this stuff, right? I'm sure that all of this selling out will be worth it in the end. I'm sure that this will not end badly for you. Okay? It'll be fine, I'm sure. Go for it. All right. Now, so on these sites and others, they use many of the same trolling tactics as other internet-based fringe political movements. Otherwise, again, it's a given, it's just fringe. It's not the fucking majority of people, right? Fringe political movement to disrupt conversation, skew reality, and make the internet another dangerous place. Right? Check the comments out on this thing. It's going to be good. Check the emails that I get on a regular basis, right? And I've talked about the swarm, but the swarm isn't violent. They're annoying, right? The red square swarm is annoying. It's not harassment. Trans activists give literal death threats and psychological fucking warfare like this. This is what we're up against, right? Not to mention the dumb cunt, the person who's writing a book on the One Direction fucking fan club, writes for the Atlantic. So I feel like a fucking loser. How about you? Who should blow to get that fucking job? Anyway, so anti-trans, see, all you got to do is just say all of this stuff and be willing to be a corporate shill and a useful idiot, right? I'm not being very charitable today. I apologize. But, My mama bear's come out and I'm protecting the TERFs. So, here we go. They use many of the same trolling tactics. No, they don't. They're fucking real women who don't know how to use the internet and keep doing fucking red squares and shit. And I keep telling them to stop. Right? They have to be anonymous because every time they use their names, they get fucking death threats and rape threats and fired and fucking all this stuff. Okay? This is just such a lie. As she hasn't taken any time to understand what's actually going on here, right? So anyway, internet-based fringe political movements to disrupt conversation, skew reality. Who's skewing reality? Tumblr? Her website is literally a Tumblr fucking website. She's come out of the fandoms. She's like, watch my video on wokeism and the fan community and how this person literally believes that her reality is the real one. It's pretty funny. I mean, it is pretty funny, but it makes me so mad because The Atlantic should not have published. This is. I hope they fucking sue, right? So making the internet a dangerous place for trans. Here we go, same old bullshit. Through doxing and harassment. Yeah, who's doing that? Who's doing the doxing and harassment here? Who is it? Isn't it funny how every single time people are asked for receipts, right, of the threats that TERFs do against trans women, right? Largely, there's like a handful of annoying fucking misgendering going on, right? Again, we understand that, right? But the real, you know where the baseball bats and the knives and the swords and the fucking punch a TERF and all of those things come from? Not radical feminists, okay? There's no receipts. And if there's the couple that do exist are usually when in self-defense, they sort of just, snark or whatever and then get banned, right? This is just such a lie. Okay, anyway, so anti-trans activists, let's just to call out specific. See, this is the thing, right? And this is what I was talking about the other day. Like, put the level head on. I was ranting. I apologize. But anti-trans activists have used social media to call out specific trans women who use women's bathrooms, for instance. See that, and this is the thing that I was talking about, where some of those things, when you dump it all in together, it looks bad. But it's not the whole movement. There's like a handful of people who misbehave, and that's in every. Caitlin, being an expert in fandoms, right, and online communities, much more than me, because I wouldn't know anything, because I'm just a TERF, right? What the fuck would I know about like radicalization? I don't know. 25 years in the fucking game and watching Caitlin grow up and get her head scrambled, right? Now, we all know that there's a small portion of most communities who misbehave. And as I've said before, right, my politics is largely determined by being able to defend the extremes of any movement that I'm part of. My last video, right, I talked about how I was concerned that I would not be able to defend some of that behavior. Now, there are people who like love dunking on trans people and hate trans people that participate in that community, but they're in the minority. Most of them are women and mothers who've lost their daughters, right? Who've lost their sons, who fucking like are being like, it's the only place that they can fucking come, and they're like seeing the writing on the wall, right? And they're trying to advocate for fucking decent policy, right? For fuck's sake, okay? Blah, 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 right? So, for years, Gender Critical, the group Fane joined, was the internet's largest and most recognisable anti-trans space, known on Reddit as a major pipeline into TERF ideology. That abruptly changed. She does know what radical means, right? Like, she's a fucking idiot. Anyway, that abruptly changed in June, however, when Gender Critical disappeared from Reddit. Yes, it did. Because there was a woke fucking Exodus mass takeover where they went and banned anyone they didn't fucking like. Like with The Handmaid's Tale, which is the funniest fucking thing ever, right? Literally, The Handmaid's Tale subreddit. MRAs moved in, fucking trans women took over and kicked out all the women. in The Handmaid's Tale. Again, I don't know how they even find a fucking can opener. In fact, I don't think they need a can opener. I think they're so privileged that they just have Uber Eats show up at their door every day. They don't know how the world works. I reckon. I want to know if Caitlin can cook. And she knows that, like, how flour and eggs mix, right, to make a different new thing. I don't know whether she has the grasp of, like, material reality to be able to even bake a cake. You know? Fuck me. Now, I'm being a bit mean. I am not my charitable self today. Funny Téas in the house. I'm just pissed off. Now, so this is a badly read article, but if you want articles read to you, fucking go somewhere else, right? Or fucking read it. I'm not your fucking mum. I'm not doing your fucking labour for you. I'm here to be angry and roast and, like, be funny, right? No, I don't think she does know. But I think she also does deliberately know what radical means, in the sense that she's deliberately fused radical and radicalised up front in the article, right? What is going on at the Atlantic? Fucking hell. Also, look at the original title here. Does it come up on the screen? It doesn't. No. The original title was TERFs and the Donald. The future of Reddit's banned groups. That was the original one. They thought, hey, that one's too inflammatory. Let's change it to fucking the secret world of TERFs, or whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway, so I don't know. Did you expect serious analysis here? You're not getting it. Right. Anyway, where are we? Fucking whatever. Rationalising bans. Right. Rationalising bans. TERFs are far from the only banned communities that have taken matters into their own hands, bought web hosting, and put up a fucking forum. Because they fucking want to talk about stuff. Right? How dare they want to talk to each other about shit is not acceptable to me? How dare they buy fucking hosting and an open source script? They went, and this is where it gets funny. The reason why I'm going to be funny is because they try to tie, I shit you not, they try to tie the platform that they install with the other people who use the fucking platform. How's that for a tenuous fucking link? So there's my digital fucking hat on. This is hilarious, right? Here we go. But here we go. For years, the conversation about online moderation has been about pressing major social media companies to take responsibility for what happens on their platforms. No, it hasn't been. If you're involved in anything other than the fucking Tumblr fandom, at the policy level, right, before everyone fucking caught scrambled eggs for brains, it was censorship and misuse of power and metadata and fucking freedom, like this fucking internet censorship. That was the fucking discussion that I was part of for 25 fucking years. This is your cult. Just because you talked about it doesn't mean that it was on the fucking agenda. You're the people we were trying to fucking stop, which was misuse of power from governments and corporations and media to manipulate people and fucking use this shit as a weapon. That's what the conversation was, and I hope my mic hasn't distorted. Apologies if it has. You fuckwit! Like, they just say these fucking things like they're facts. Caitlin, obviously, she just, you know, this is what's happened with the forum. You know how I said, right, the other day when I was a bit more, whatever, a bit more calm. I'm fucking incensed by this for a number of reasons. But she's a fucking case study in scrambled eggs for brains from like this woke shit from the fandoms, right? Because they literally do not understand the concept of material reality. They think everything is a construct and they deconstruct everything to the point where it doesn't fucking exist. However, shit that they just repeat on Tumblr and goes viral. If it gets fucking reblogs, it's a fact. Reblogs are not fucking research, fuckwit. Okay? My God. This all started when everyone was fucking text voting for fucking Big Brother. I swear to God. Started giving people with fucking phones a voice and they could just vote out Reggie and shit. Fuck them. Okay. It all started with diaper warmers, actually. The second that you fucking think that a baby that's screaming and has shit on its bum and they're worried about the warmth of the fucking thing that you wipe its ass with, that's when the world started to end. Okay, anyway. Oh my God. Anyway, so let's read. Let's read. So now these companies are so now the social media companies are finally doing so. Reactionary alternative platforms such as Over It, they fucking got hosting and open source software, are popping up like mushrooms. Yes, you get kicked off of things, you might want a forum. We had internet forums before social media. Caitlin, who is all of 12, before social media happened, we used to actually have things called internet forums. Okay, and we used to just install our thing. Now, the reason why social media took over was because they promised something that they didn't fucking deliver on, and it made it easier to find fucking other people and network with like-minded people rather than having to bring people to your individual website. Right? You fuckwit. You fucking moron. Why is she writing a book on the One Direction fandom? Who cares? Why, as The Atlantic, have analysis on radicalization from someone who's writing about One Direction and whose only website is on Tumblr? This is a fucking hit piece, right? Anyway, I hope they fucking sue for defamation. I hope that they can find grounds. I'm so fucking mad about this. Anyway, see what happens? Am I forgiven? You know how I said things yesterday about how I might be a bit sick of the whole fucking gender critical behaviour? I defend you when it matters. I defend you when it matters. Okay. I'm sure they'll just call this harassment too. It's like, no, fuck you. I outrank you in every way. I'm entitled to an opinion. Fucking stay mad. So, many of the exiled groups behind them have little in the way of shared ideology or politics, but they do share a fixation on the wave that they've been persecuted, because they've been persecuted! If only those women would calm down. Why are they so mad? Why are you so mad? Stop overreacting. I'm just, you just walked into a door. Oh my God, this shill. So, and they raise a whole new set of questions about how to break down the internet's structural penchant for hate. So basically, how can we stop anybody saying anything Caitlin fucking disagrees with? And Caitlin's a fucking idiot. I love how it's just, how you break this shit down. And I could address this with seriousness, point by point, in good faith, and fucking bring an argument. But sometimes just calling someone a fuckwit, idiot, scrambled egg for brains, fucking privileged, overprivileged, unloved fuckwit is far more effective. Caitlin gets a mug. Caitlin can marry Ian. There we go. Online echo. Just this same old shit that she does. It's just representing shit as fact, right? So here we go. So on Facebook, you can find yourself in a right-wing or left-wing bubble, but the other side is there, engaging with the same algorithmically accelerated trends, occasionally getting fired up enough to jump into a fruitless debate. Nah. Yeah, okay. This child. Jesus. Pundits and politicians on the right have been threatening to migrate en masse away from the big tech platforms they view as censorial. Yeah, censors. Also left-wingers, right? Those left-wingers that you interviewed in good faith and then wrote a hit piece on. You're the bad guys. Parler and Gab. Yeah, they end up that way, okay? Unfortunately, yes, going on Parler and Gab, it ends up there because, you know, I don't go there. I have a Parler account. I have a Gab account. I don't use them because I don't like them. And I have talked about how we need to work on our manners. I've talked about that. And boundaries, and you know, I come at but the problem is not censorship. We don't censor people. We teach people manners. Okay, you teach people how to participate appropriately in communities. You set boundaries. Okay, just because you're a lazy as fucking OnlyFans person who it doesn't care about the community that she curates and the behaviors that she encourages, like I don't know if she's got OnlyFans. She just seems like she's on that fucking track. I don't know, Caitlin, I'm sorry. Allegedly. Opinion, etc. All right. Meanwhile, getting banned from a social media platform. Oh, sorry, like Mastodon. Mastodon, software. Okay. They use the same software. That's it. Oh my God, guess what? Did you know that the UN uses WordPress? My God. Did you know? I also use WordPress. Did you know? Fucking 40% of people use fucking WordPress as a CMS. Did you know that there's a whole bunch of scripts that you can just get for free? And did you also know that you're a fuckwit? And that this is a direct result of people who are working and commentating in digital who don't know how the fucking things work. Okay? People who think that making a website is fucking Wix and Squarespace because it does all the work for them like their fucking parents did. Right? It's not a company, okay, that does these things. It's such a tenuous link. It's just fucking stupid, right? I've been coding since fucking Spacer Gifts and Nutscrape 4, right? It came out. Anyway. So, activist, here we go. I'm not even reading the fucking thing. You're reading it while I rant. So, activists on the left who have their own disdain for big tech have long been at the forefront of the push for decentralized social networks such as Mastodon. Yeah, good. Okay. That's what Gab is. Huh? Meanwhile, getting banned from a social media platform and creating a knockoff of it is effectively a rite of passage. Toxic groups, again, points out. It's like, no, they're people with a community. You cut them off their community. They created their own. You ban them from Twitter. You're just sitting there saying that you just don't want them to be on the internet at all. You fucking moron. Moron. Scrambled eggs for brains, fucking Amex waving, privileged cunt, moron, whatever. All these, they can't all be winners. They can't always be fucking winners. I'm just saying shit as I go. All of these groups, this is a reaction read, by the way. I've only read it once. I haven't prepared anything. Whatever. If you want serious analysis, fucking go elsewhere. All kinds of these groups have created their own independent havens. Oh no! Do you know what it reminds me of? Like these fucking cunts in schools, right? Remember when we were at school? They are you know that kid, the ass-kissing kid, right? Where you're all like, and you're having fun. You're playing a fucking game, right? And then that person's being fucking unbearable, right? So 3 of you break off and go, nah, fuck it, we'll just go play our own game over there. And then they go tell the teacher that you're playing your own game. And then the teacher says, no, you're not allowed to create your own games. That's what this person is. She's that fucking asshole, right? Person who fucking, probably brought a bento box to school. Rather than a Vegemite sandwich. Anyway, I've done no research. I'm just making caricatures of them in my mind because I know, right, that she's super online in the fandoms. She was neglected, right? Anyway, so the notorious, here we go. And this is where you go, oh, okay, here we go. She tries to make the link. So when Reddit started moderating the Donald, which had nearly 800,000 members at the time it was banned, the community created the Donald.win as a home for its racist memes. Again, says it like it's fact, right? Because Caitlin is apparently in charge now. I suppose declaring yourself the fucking winner is like a thing this year. So it doesn't surprise me that Caitlin would declare herself in fucking charge too. Men are declaring that they're fucking feminists now, and women are radicalized for not going along with it. Fucking Biden's declared, like, everyone's just saying that fucking whatever. I know, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that one. I'm just saying. Everything's just a fucking declaration. Apparently you can just declare that you're a fucking journalist too now. Hey, excuse me, I've decided I'm not going to do a psychology degree. What I'm going to do is just say I am one. I've decided I'm just going to say I'm one. See how far I get. I'll go to jail. Okay, fuck. All right, so it's a home for racist memes, an indecipherable blend of irony. I love how they're irony. Yeah. You don't get it. Scrambled eggs. All right. And hatred. The notoriously violent incel community, right? Sorry. It's actually 5:30, so I turn into a pumpkin like in the afternoons because my ADD meds wear off. So like, you're seeing the fucking scatterbrain now. The notoriously violent incel community, right? Again, assumes that it's fact, but also doesn't make the leap. So this is the thing that's funny. The notoriously violent incel community was also banned and moved on to a hate site of its own. The men's rights activist, this is a fun, look at this sentence. The men's rights activist mysteriously stroking my beard. They weren't banned from Reddit. They were just quarantined, which means the group doesn't show up in Reddit search. But they made a new site as well. So the MRAs weren't banned from Reddit. But, you know, everything's fine. It's only the MRAs that were targeting fucking gender critical fucking subreddit. Anyway. Here we go. Icon, blah, blah, blah. Right. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So they're just basically, here we go. Oh, this is where we'll go. This is the bit. So to build over it, Fain organised with the former moderators of Are Gender Critical and a handful of others. The language is quite deliberate here, right? There's subconscious trickery here, right? So Fain organised with the former moderators of Gender Critical and a handful of other collaborators, dun, 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 on a Discord server. Women were chatting. We are just on Discord. Making a new website from scratch would take too long. So they looked for a pre-existing platform with open source code. Now, what's interesting here, the reason why she said, it might confuse you as to why you think that this is relevant, right? If you read a lot of the thunk pieces, like woke thunk piece stuff, right, they deliberately try to tie certain things together. Use of the word Discord is deliberate because it's associated with gamers, right? And they're trying to create that subconscious link between gamers and TERFs and Gamergate, right? That whole narrative, Discord. So it tweaks in the Gamergate like memories, what by association, right? So making a new website from scratch would take too long. So they looked, this is not even a fucking thing. So they looked for a pre-existing platform with open source code. Wow. No one does that. The team thought about, I only do it like 6 times a day on behalf of clients. Jesus Christ, I'm in trouble. The team thought about using the open source software behind Sedit, a popular Reddit alternative that hosts mostly banned Reddit communities. See that association, including, this is a way she can just list associated groups. It's so bullshit, including the QAnon subreddit, Pedogate. I don't want to read this stuff. I don't like these things, snuff film subreddit and those things. So she was deliberate in saying, oh, that's the software that powers this stuff, not having any fucking idea how software works. Jesus fucking Christ. But that's deliberate, right? Which is to try, because the links are so tenuous that they need to deliberately manufacture and try to create those links with those. It's not about the software. It's about making sure that they can link TERFs to QAnon and these things, right? So here we go. So I can just feel the sarcasm dripping. So anyway, so including the QAnon subreddit and what those things, right? But it wasn't secure enough. Now, if you know the gender critical movement, you know that that's a real thing. I get fucking 3 like Facebook friend requests a day that are fake, and like I'm constantly like, I have to lock my security down on my hosting platform. I have to do all these things, right? It's just good security. Now, gender critical subreddit was targeted. It was constantly fucking targeted. Gender critical feminists are constantly fucking harassed and targeted and sent rape and death threats, right? They're constantly trying to dox. They're constantly trying to share addresses. They're keeping a CRM. They're keeping a list of contact details, right? But the group was worried about cyber attacks. But, you know, they see that fucking trick of language there where she talks about these guys, right? But it wasn't secure enough even for the TERFs. So by implication, it's fucking necessary, right? Another platform, Rattle, didn't offer moderation tools, which would be important if outsiders ever came over it to cause trouble. Yeah, and also you need moderation tools. They thought about Lemmy, a federated alternative to Reddit, which hosts the also banned Reddit community. See, this is why she's gone into this excruciating detail about the platforms, because she just wants to put these words there so people skim read it, right? So, blah, blah. So, she, you know, fucking let's just play a drinking game. Fain says that didn't work out because while the developers of Lemmy are actively feminist, they're pro-trans, whatever, okay? Again, why of all of the things she decided to fucking focus on that? It's not understand. She either does understand how open source software works and is being deliberate, just listing them so she can marry TERFs with these groups, right? Or anyway, so finally, Fain and the others, I've never cared less about fucking open. I'm in tech and I fucking glossed over at this, right? It's like, yeah, they chose a few and then fucking installed one. So finally, Fain and the others settled on an open source platform called Throat, run by the Argentinian developer Ramiro Balbu. Throat was created in 2016 as an alternative to Vote, another Reddit alternative, which was hosting many of the most disgusting former subreddits and had already become unusably toxic. See? Just constant, just trying to tie it. Just this is a nothing, right? Just insinuation after insinuation and trusting the audience to hear discord, fucking QAnon, pedophiles, like as fact, because they all have scrambled eggs for brains, right? They're illiterate. They have no critical thinking skills. That's what they're banking on. This is why the Atlantic are banking on this, right? It's deliberate. I saw an article and it said that TERFs like use the same web hosting platform as QAnon. Fucking case closed, dickheads. So, they're nice people. Yeah, because we are mostly just fucking normal people. I am nice. I swear, I am. Except, like, if you're Ian or Caitlin or, like, people. If you're a fuckwit, I'm not nice. I'm generally nice. And me not being nice to you is actually an act of kindness. I hope Caitlin manages to assemble her fucking scrambled eggs together and learns how to open a can of fucking tuna. And, like, reconciles with her father, who was obviously distant. And her mother, who just did her best to juggle, you know, what she could. She did her best. Anyway, so, fucking whatever's in the gender critical. You guys know. The tone of the discussions in most of the circles is insular and defensive. Okay. It's a fucking community of feminists talking about feminism. It's insular. Because you shouldn't be there. Because it's not for you. It's not for you. Go back to your fandom, you stupid cunt. It's not for you. Don't read it if you don't like it. I'm sure that you can find a dumb cunt fucking like subreddit. Do we have dumb cunt? r/dumb cunt? That needs to happen. Anyway. Oh yeah, it's called stupid poll. Or ID poll. Most of the discussions in most of these, so much of it is about the way big tech is censoring radical feminist thought. Yes! By driving women. Like women, what the fuck? I was on Gender Critic. I've never seen anybody using that. I think it's probably like a couple of fucking separatist lesbians who fucking just say that shit to, like, because it's the only place they can say it. But like, no one talks like this. What did she see? Did she just go to the first fucking thing and just like, okay, I've only just joined, right? So like, I haven't seen this. A deliberately exclusionary term, yeah. Because, take the hint. Take the hint. Hint, 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 hint. Men don't respect women's boundaries. No means no. No means no. No means no. In my case, it means get fucked. Fuck off. Okay? And I don't care if you're like, I don't care. It's not a club. Not a clubhouse. It's not fucking kindergarten. It's not a fucking kindergarten where you feel a little left out. Go sit on the fucking lonely bench or whatever the stupid fucking thing and hope for a friend to show up. It's a nice idea, that. I like it. But still, fuck me. You don't have the right to inclusion. I think you've been had so much paved for you, right? And bought for you that you think that you just have, like, she's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who thinks like this? You know that thing where I'm like, I'm pissed off that I'm held out of a boardroom because of my, like, sex, right? And it's just like, well, yeah, that's why. It's not because of this. It's because of my sex. It's because I'm a woman, right? No, I'm saying traditionally, before I started not giving a fuck about 5 years ago, right? I'm saying this is when I gave a fuck. A bit different. That it was, you know, I still didn't feel like it was my right. Jesus Christ. Next they're going to think that fucking Netflix is a human right. Socialism's got a lot, like, you know what? I'm not saying, like, these people don't know their theory. They don't fucking read. Oh my God. Anyway, let's get through the article. The plight of J.K. Rowling is revisited often too. Oh. In a practice carried over from Reddit, members are encouraged to share their conversion stories, which they confusingly call their peak trans moments, which is funny. If you read those threads, they're fucking hilarious. And they just call, like, it's just basically, I had a peak trans moment, which was Caitlyn Jenner. It just refers to that. I have peaked many times since then. Okay, if trans was an orgasm, it would be fucking the best fucking sex I'd ever had. Ironically. Given that this movement's run by fucking incels, there's a fucking, that's weird, isn't it? Right? Where does my brain go? In a typical exchange, one woman explains in one exchange on a big forum with thousands of people in it, right? She just says these things like they're fact. I don't think that that's a typical, I don't know. I think maybe it's not typical. Call me crazy, right? Anyway, I'm not being fucking serious. Here we go. So dragging yourself out of a trans rights-oriented Tumblr community. Yeah, a cult. Your cult. And falling down a YouTube rabbit hole. Another replies that her story is extremely similar, right down to her discomfort with the previous social circle's expectation that she be supportive of men in lipstick. Well, that was just a play because she, you know, that was more honest than ordinary. I would not necessarily hold that view. I'm saying fucking, I don't say those things to people's faces, but I definitely say it behind their back. If they look like a dude in lipstick, then I'm fucking saying it. It's none of your business. What people say about you isn't your fucking business. Right? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And here we go, Lavery. Oh, this is where... So far, the only major difference between Over It and Are Gender Critical is that here, nobody challenges the members. There are no outsider trolls butting into the conversation to tell them that they're wrong. Well, they're not wrong. And also, Caitlyn, expert in fandom and communities and radicalisation, digital communities. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't know much. So bear with me, Caitlin, communities, as they scale, largely self-fucking moderate. Because there's people who are decent, right? There's people like me who are telling them, literally, go back to video 2 days ago where I talked about bad behaviour, okay? Maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're just wanting to crash a thing that you can't control. People are having ideas that you don't like and saying things that you don't like and words that you don't like, and Caitlin doesn't get to come and play and tell us all to play nice. Is Caitlin upset? Caitlin's going to learn some fucking life skills. Life's hard, sweetie. Okay. Also, as Caitlin gets older, she'll start to learn. I used to be like Caitlin. I used to be polite. I used to smooth things over. And then I fucking ran up against people like Caitlin, right? In their 40s, and realised that they were shells of human beings. So I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be authentic, okay? Like I said, if I'm wrong, if I say something that I didn't like, I will correct it, like, tomorrow, okay? So on Reddit, yeah, so, oh my God, imagine women might be comfortable enough to speak the truth. You can't do that. You have to be worried all the time what people are going to think of you. How else will I build a following? How else will I get fucking perv money? How else will I... The narcissism of these people where it's like, anyone gives a fuck. Who cares? What do you care what people say in their own home and their fucking, like, private things? Stay away! Who cares? In its early years, I reckon Caitlin just wants to... Caitlin was also, because she wasn't loved by her parents. I have a feeling that Caitlin was a bully in school and also was largely disliked by most of her peers. Therefore, she has made it her mission to make it so that people can't actually say anything to her. You know, she's made it her mission, right, to make sure that people can't say stuff that she doesn't like, because behind it, whether she hears it or not, because unfortunately this is just Caitlin's deep-seated sense of, like, inadequacy and feeling unloved. And she feels that if she can control everything and control everybody, right, and if she makes herself more perfect and sucks up to men and corporations and the Atlantic and Twitter, she might, you know, and tries really, really hard, right, her mum might call her. Too far? Too far. Anyway, Caitlin's an archetype at this point. I'm not talking about the individual. She's become Ian and fucking that. What's that other guy from CNN that we on the election day we were just fucking roasting? I'm roasting a caricature. It's fine. Sorry. Just having fun with riffing. I'm glad no one watches my shit. Anyway, the goal of online moderation can be thought of in two ways. I thought it was to actually have a community, build a community, right? The point can be to reduce hate speech. No, there's no point. That's not the point, right? It's to address behaviours and build your community. But if you've got a shit posting community, which the Donald is a shit posting community, then that's the community. Communities run themselves and they determine how things run. Not Caitlin. Caitlin's not in charge. The Electoral College have not ruled yet that Caitlin's in charge. Fuck me. Anyway. So, Labour is sympathetic to the reasoning of like, you know, gender critical feminists. Yeah, not. Right? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, we target and terrorise. Whatever. So anyway, fucking move on. I've gone too long. I'm bored with this now. Caitlin's just fucking annoying me. Actually, she's a Caitlin with a K. So maybe that's why. Maybe she thinks if she tries hard enough, she can, like, get love and acceptance from Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know. That's about as real as the link that the fucking forum software. I can't believe this is a whole article, right? Basically linked all these groups together because of the fucking software that they used. Oh my God, guess what? I use Microsoft Office 365. Also, guess what? The Iranian government probably use Office 365 too. Therefore, fuck me. On over it, us versus them language is everywhere. It's a feminism forum. It's exclusionary. It doesn't have men. We're under attack constantly. Okay? Fuck you, Caitlin. Now, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that was the article. Well read by me. I think I should be a newsreader, don't you? I absolutely think I should be a newsreader. I can't see why I wouldn't be. I think I'd be an awesome newsreader. Especially at this time of day when my meds wear off. Oh, thanks, Scott. I got a super chat. That's awesome. Because, fucking, I was going off about how Caitlin's probably got OnlyFans and now I look like fucking whatever. Okay, anyway. Thank you, Scott. That's very kind. Fucking hell, Caitlin. What happened? What happened? I imagine that this is largely some of the unhelpful behaviour that I was talking about 2 days ago. I'm a hypocrite. I own it. I was just mad at this one because I was already like frustrated and trying to get like, you know, people to see that like dogpiling on trans people is not okay. But, you know, I know where, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm going to defend this. This is the shittiest piece of writing I have ever seen. It is a lie. It is the most psychotic, narcissistic propaganda, abusive shit that I have ever seen, right? Mind you, if you look at Caitlin's like article history, it's basically this. She just says the same things all over and over again. Tries to make tenuous links between fucking groups that have no like relationship other than the fact that they've been like cancelled or are victims, right? We're so fucking like the victims. And this, you know what? And again, let's put serious hat on. Narcissistic abuse, right? What happens this is just, you want to talk about, I'm not going to go as far as saying that the tweets are violence, right? This is where it becomes messy, right? But threats are, rape threats are, death threats are, doxing is, brigading is, right? That's harassment, right? Now, let's just use violence, okay? Let's use a domestic violence situation, right? You walked in like, what the fuck me? Right? Caitlin is Goebbels. There's no way to fucking skin it. Women, Mumsnet, right? All these. I hope Mumsnet fucking sue over this too. Right? The attempts to fuse a mother forum and women and gender, and I hope fucking Mary fucking sues. Seriously. Right? To turn around and just like send threats after threats after threats, rape threats, violent threats, rape threats, violent threats. This is known, right? Caitlin knows this. And then she turned around and said that women are the perpetrators. That's Darvo. And the problem is that trans activists are now just stealing all of the things. This is what cults do, is they deflect, right? They deflect. This is what abusers do, deflect and gaslight you into thinking that you deserved it, right? That you deserved everything that you got, right? This is just absolutely like, I can't believe that I'm seeing this in a mainstream publication, right? I'm sure these feeds will be fucking killed because I've said shit, right? But I don't care. And I know that it's probably not helpful. I'll be back to normal. But I think that, you know, there's these things where no need to get mad. Why? I'm under attack. You know? Well, that's not true. Identity groups do serve some positive purpose. They just it's just gone wrong. It's come out of the fandoms. This is, again, making absolute statements like that isn't helpful either, right? And also, I'm just going to say that I've defended the gender criticals here, but I don't subscribe to the extreme view that, like, we can't socially transition and call trans women women when, in certain cases, and that there's stuff to work out. I've been clear on that. So anybody who wants to watch this and fucking take it out of context, fill your boots, okay? There's like hundreds of hours of me saying the right things. But Caitlin, that's just evil, and that is the most evil, bullying, gaslighting thing I think I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot. Right, sorry if my lick went shit. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. I'm tired. Okay, I'll try and fix the lights a bit better and stuff, but doing the best I can at the moment. I've just got to buy some different lighting kits and stuff, but doing the best I can. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Scott. Thanks for coming, everyone. Yeah, MK warned everyone after that article that we're going to be swamped by TRAs and to be very careful. Yeah, we are. I've already had friend requests and shit. I haven't checked my email because I've been busy today, but this is, it's an all-out assault. This is it's actually quite chilling. And the reason I think that my anger is justified, because this is bad faith, right? Really, this is just psychotic. It's psychotic. It's basically just completely mischaracterized a whole group of people. Like, there's every online community has bad fucking people in it, right? Some have more. Some are just shitposting groups, and they're a shitposting group, and that's what they're there for. Shitposting. You don't go into a shitposting group fucking, wanting emotional support. They're going to shitpost you. You don't go into a radical feminist fucking forum expecting them to just accept, like, whatever fucking dick-sucking bullshit, bootlicking fuck, capitulation you're doing so that you can make a fucking $100 and, to put a tiny, tiny little dent on Dad's fucking credit card. Fuck you. And fuck you, Atlantic. Right? I cannot believe that I'm seeing this. And if there's ever any doubt about what side I'm fucking on, right? This was the injustice that I joined the gender critical groups for. This is what I saw, this injustice. The ideology is irrelevant. It's the same thing with fucking, all these other groups that she's like, whatever, right? MRAs can fuck off. The Donald, whatever. Edgelord, whatever, right? Pedos can fuck off. All those people can fuck off, right? But let them organise wherever the fuck they want. It's not for you. It's not yours. Go on other things. Go on fucking Barbie or Roblox or fucking hang out. Right? Fucking go into your fucking net nanny bullshit. I'm used to rotten.com and I don't give a fuck. Grow up. You fucking child. Anyway, it's a cult. It's not personal. Caitlin's a victim of brainwashing. I apologize. Also, America, fuck off. You're not the fucking default. All right? Intersectionality was a critique of American second wave feminism. Second wave feminism was America. We figured this shit out. Bye. I love you. Thank you for your precious love seconds. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully with something a bit nicer. I love you. I'm going to be sweet now and pretend. Let's have Vibing Cat. Vibing Cat makes everything go away. Love you. I'm sorry, trans people, if I said anything that misspoke. You know that. Okay, bye.